Hello, everyone. This is Crystal with We Are Magic, and this is another podcast episode. I know you're like, where has this been? I have just been taking some me time, guys. It's been crazy out here. Not to mention, I have eczema so bad all over my chin and like adult acne. Like, what the is that? You know, what? I never had acne problems when I was a teenager, but here we are. Almost 50 and now I'm getting it. Like, it's weird. So yeah, I bought some stuff. It's coming in the mail. I'm gonna get it. I don't care. I cannot live the next half of my life with this shit. Absolutely not. So with that being said, guys, you know how I do. I teach through learning from myself, and my life has been one big lesson. It's just how I came to Earth. Saturn squared my sun at my birth. So did I just drop bars, guys? I just dropped bars. Okay. I'm wearing red today. You know why? Because we are going to discuss self-love. I hear a lot of people talking about it, but they're not really teaching us how to do it. Since December 2020, I have been on the journey of self-love. What is self-love? Self-love is honoring yourself. It's honoring everything that you value. First, before we get into self-love, I want to tell you that I will be dropping Shadow Work 101 Masterclass digital course this April. I don't care what I got to do. I got to get this done by April. I've been working on this since last year, and I let my perfectionism get in the way. That's what happened. That's why I haven't dropped it. This is my first digital course. I'm super excited about it. I've had a lot of people asking me for personal readings, and I just stopped doing tarot readings for a while because I got sick of all the scammers and people acting like me, going into your inbox begging for readings. I would never do anything like that. You got to come to me. I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to say the ancestors sent me. I work with my own ancestors. Your ancestors are your ancestors. So, but yes, I will be dropping Shadow Work 101. Join me on Instagram. We Are Magic, one word with a K at the end. I will be going live and discussing the course on there. So yeah. And I think I might make a Facebook group. Not sure yet. We're getting all the details lined out. Okay. So let's talk about self-love. One thing self-love is not, it's dealing with gaslighting, which I dealt with recently. I had a full-on conversation with a friend about, you know, how we feel about each other. We're friends, okay? And then I brought up something that they said in this hour-long conversation, you know, a couple weeks later. And they said they didn't recall saying that. So absolute gaslighting, which now the old Crystal would have defended herself. The old Crystal would have brought receipts, would have repeated the whole statement that was said verbatim, crossed all the T's, dotted all the I's. There would not have been any crumbs left, okay? There would have been no crumbs whatsoever. And I've learned to not do shit like that when someone gaslights you or tries to manipulate you or tries to make you feel less than, like you're not worth the world. Like, what are they doing to us right now, right? So, yeah, I mean, once you start gaslighting me and trying to make me feel a certain type of way, well, that's not a friendship, is it? So I have no more words for you. I have nothing left to say to you. So this person obviously uses this technique on other people, and it works great for them. It's not going to work for me. It's just not. So, I have this gift. When I'm done, I'm done. I just go straight. This is where the Scorpio becomes a villain, because we have this gift. Once you hurt us so bad and we get to this level of villain, we will cut you completely off like you never even happened. We will walk right past you down the street and just be like, oh, hey. Yeah, and they're like, how could you do something like that after everything we shared? Well, you kept stabbing me in the chest, so yeah. That's what happens. Gaslighting, narcissism. There's so many little techniques they use. I've lived all of them. I should remember all these damn definitions. Hoovering. And it's like, you can do a candle ritual. You can do a new moon, a full moon, all the moons. You can do anything you want to do. And you start pulling your energy away from a toxic energy sucking vampire piece of crap. And it's like they feel it and then they latch on. And they'll say something to draw you back in. So with self-love, you've got to honor and love yourself more than you love that person. And that's where you're going to feel selfish and it's going to feel wrong because of the indoctrination and the programming they've given us. But if you're in a toxic situation, this is the first homework assignment and the first character development when it comes to self-love is remove yourself from it. And the pain of losing that person that you care about, yeah, it sucks so bad, doesn't it? It sucks so bad. It hurts. You feel like you can't breathe. You feel lost without them. You start thinking up things like who are they with, or if it's some fake friend that you cut off. You used to start marinating on the fact of all the times they did you wrong and you literally purposely looked over it because you didn't want to hurt them or you didn't want to make them feel any type of way. So you got to get to the point of, yes, the loss hurts. It hurts really bad. And it's going to be okay because that pain will heal. It's not like, when you lose a family member to death or tragedy or anything like that. When you remove someone from your beautiful energetic space for being a piece of shit, yeah, it's going to hurt, but you're worth it. That pain is just going to discipline you. And then the next thing we're going to talk about is discipline, determination, and dedication for yourself. You'll wake up every day and you get to work every day on time, right? Or if you need to meet someone for an appointment, or you need to take your kids somewhere, or you got to be there for your best friend for something, you will do all those things for them, but you won't do it for yourself. So my suggestion with self-love is wake up before everyone else does. And if you live by yourself, wake up 2 hours before you have to get ready for work. 2 hours. Don't sleep in. Sleeping in is also self-love when you plan it and you're like, oh, I'm sleeping in tomorrow. I'm going to get some extra rest because, I'm really proud of myself. I've been checking off all my goals and my to-do list, so I deserve this Sabbath in a sense, but not every day. And I swear for the past year, I've been hitting that snooze button and just sleeping, which I've been waking up super duper early for years, since the 90s. And recently, the past year, I've just haven't been able to do it. And it's not that I won't. That bed feels so good, don't it? You're like, Crystal, I deserve to be in this bed, but here's what I'm saying. So you slept in, the bed was comfy. You keep hitting the snooze button, you go back to sleep. You hit the snooze button again, you go back to sleep. Now you're rushing. You're like, oh, fuck. Oh my God, I'm going to be late. So now you're rushing to the house, you're brushing your teeth, you're tripping over stuff, you can't find your shoes, you're trying to get your stuff together, get your hair right, your face right, you're trying to make you some coffee. I mean, you're doing all this crazy shit. How is that self-love? It's not self-love, guys. That is the opposite. You're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up for a stressful day. You are setting the precedence of the day of, oh, I'm just going to come into the day pissed off, stressed out, rushed, and universe is like, is this what we're doing? Okay. And then you'll just get weird. You'll be irritated all day. I mean, even if that was your only irritation, no matter what people say to you that day, you already know I'm telling you the truth, guys. You're just snapping at people and they're like, oh my God, like, what's your problem? I'm tired because I slept in. Like, what kind of sense does that make? So yes, discipline, determination, and dedication for your self. The 3 Ds, triple D for yourself. Exercising, moving your body, doing something good for yourself is self-love. No matter how stressful. Hold on for a second, I gotta get some drink. Also, as a side note, I'm having trouble with my throat. Like, I feel like I got, something in it. Like I'm coughing, like it's it's right here. So as a spiritual person, as an intuitive person, that is speaking your truth as self-love, speaking how you feel. What are your values? Are you honoring your values and your emotions and your self-worth and your self-respect, right? But yeah, getting back to the discipline, determination, dedication. Yeah, moving your body, meditating, doing the things like brushing your teeth before you go to bed, setting out your stuff for the next day. So you're setting your morning up for success. You're setting your future self up for success. Right now we are the present, but we will be the past self later on. So what you want to do, you want to set your future self up for success. Another thing I like to do is journal to my future self. And I just started this recently because I tend to look at my journals, my past journals, and I read them. And I just look back and I go, oh, wow, Crystal, oh my God, what was you thinking? Because, you see it now. You are your future self from the past, right? So you read your old journals and, you bitching about somebody, or you feel like it's just limiting journaling. You're just like, I can't, I won't, I don't know how to, that type of stuff back in the day. And you look at it now and you're like, oh, if I could just go back in time and tell Crystal, past Crystal, to just stick to the path. Don't venture off over here. Sticking to the path and sticking to the goals is also self-love, because even though it's annoying and it may seem tedious at times and it may seem repetitive or redundant, it's still for your highest good. You know what's best for you. Another aspect of self-love is, how do you achieve, or how do you view your personal aspirations and goals? How do you view those? Do you see them as unattainable? Are your manifestations and your intentions so far-fetched that deep down, even in your subconscious and conscious mind, like, this is not going to happen? You've got to be realistic when it comes to your goals and your aspirations. Remember, we're truly limitless, but we do live in this matrix programming, right? So you got to play the game. We're always playing a game, guys. Your source having a human experience. So we're always about self-growth, self-development, self-love. We're learning, we're growing, so we can take this back with us when we go back to source as another growing and learning experience. So how do you approach your goals? Lately with me, I have not been doing them. I will set the goals and I will not do them. So that's not self-love, is it? I'm actually hurting myself. And I'm not honoring what's best for me. I'm honoring the lazy emotions, the lazy feeling that I don't feel like doing it. I don't feel like it. I don't want to do it. Self-love is also pushing through that feeling of not wanting to do, like, I don't feel like it. Now, if you don't want to do something because you feel like you're being pressured by other people, honor yourself, don't go. But when you're fighting your own goals and dedication and your own self-discipline, that's not self-love. Sorry, guys. The planes are flying over. I wonder what time it is. I have no idea. My phone is not telling me. So, yeah, how do you approach your goals and your personal aspirations is another way to look at self-love, right? One day I'm going to have enough viewers. I'm going to have enough clout. I'm going to have enough money. And then either Barstool or Sirius Radio, someone's going to come and offer me a podcast studio. Or at least, I can get enough money where I can studio up my apartment, because this is ridiculous. See, that's me putting that out there. You see how I was like, not playing around. So let's go into honoring your emotions. Now, not the crybaby, I don't want to do it. I don't feel like getting up early. Remember, if it's going to hinder your progress for the day or your goals or anything you're trying to achieve, then it's not self-love. That's not self-love. Self-love sometimes is, like I said, getting up earlier, working out, pushing through the pain, Self-love can also be sleeping in, taking a break, resting, recovering. It's just how you approach it. So honoring your emotions. Let's go back to toxic relationships, whether it's a romantic one, a friendship, a job, or whatever. For the longest time, I did not honor my emotions. I was not happy with my employment, with the situation. I just was not in a good place emotionally or mentally. I didn't honor myself. I tolerated it. And tolerating negativity and tolerating abuse of any form is not self-love. And no, it doesn't make you weak because you decide to walk away from something that is not serving your highest good at all. So really sit with yourself and listen to your emotions, because your emotions are energy in motion. You need to listen to them. You need to feel them. You need to embrace it. What are they telling you? You've got to quiet the mind sometimes and just listen. Ask your higher self for any type of advice, because you are your higher self. And your higher subconscious mind is always speaking to you. And you can ask your higher self, how can I show up better for myself? Not only physically, but emotionally. How can I honor myself? How can I take more steps to love myself? I know from what I just experienced with Gaslighter, for a day, I was hard on myself, which is messed up, because I tell you guys, don't be hard on yourself, be gentle with yourself. But it was crazy. I was going through like a negative, positive aspect of myself. I knew better. And here's the thing. I entered my villain arc after this situation. I totally did. I entered the villain arc full on destroyer mode. I'm done. I still have an open heart, but I don't need to have an open heart for everyone. I don't need to be caring and loving and supportive to everyone. Let's say you have, this is going to fall with self-respect, because self-respect will be the next thing. I tend to share. I overshare. You're a Scorpio and you overshare. Yeah, we could do either or. It just depends on how we're feeling. It depends on how much we trust you and how vulnerable we feel with you. But I also share people back home. I share their stuff. I support their platform. I support their businesses. I do all this stuff. And I do it happily because I want to see people win. I want to see them succeed. But do you think they share my things? Do you think they share my podcast? Do you think they share about my merch? Do you think they share about any words of wisdom or anything that has went viral? Do you think they share my stuff? I have a few people who do it back home. But, all the people that I share their stuff, oh, no, absolutely not. And I think a lot of the reason why it is because we have a difference in spiritual beliefs, where a lot of them are super religious still, even though, you could say I'm judging them. I don't give a fuck. Do the most meanest shit. But since I don't go to church every Sunday, I'm the devil. So it's cute. It's funny. But I thought about that the other day, and I was like, I'm so supportive of everybody. Like, I'm like, rah, rah, rah. And I don't do it because I want them to acknowledge me or whatever. But you get to a point where you just stop for a second, right? And you go, wait, are they doing this for me? No, you're not going to make me out to be a pick-me asshole. I'm sorry. You may be popular in your little crew, but not in my crew, you're not. So, yeah, self-respect. Have some self-respect for yourself. The way you show up for others, show up for yourself. The way you are passionate for others' goals, aspirations, respect, do it for yourself. Start taking the steps. Journal, meditate, talk to yourself. Please don't do it out in public. Oh my God, I'll call the cops on you. But there's just certain things that we could do. And it's not going to happen overnight, guys. I say this all the time. This has taken years. They have been programming us for years to be in this subservient mind of we were born sinners. It's either heaven or hell for us. We got to be good, but God already knows what the hell we're doing. So if you're meant to go to hell, you're going to go anyway because they already know what you're going to do. So, it's just, it's the little games they play. And they don't even believe in what they're pushing out here. They do the most fucked up shit. Sorry, my legs are long. I'm hitting the camera. And they push their narrative on us. So once you break free from that, well, the programming is still there. You are a little supercomputer. You got to remove all those Trojan viruses. That's what I call them, these little programs, these little Trojan viruses out of your life. So start respecting yourself more. Respect yourself more than you respect others. Because if you do that, you'll respect others correctly. Like I said, they never taught us to love ourselves, so we don't even love properly. We will attach, we'll mother, or we'll beat our daddy, or we do too much, and it should be a nice balance, right? Love is patient, kind, supportive. It's friendship, it's companionship, it's listening, it's understanding, it's hearing, it's speaking, it's all these things that they never taught us. And we've got to do that for ourselves, guys. So how you treat others, especially if you're treating people who don't deserve your love. I mean, they don't appreciate what you do for them. They don't honor you. They don't respect you. That's a great indication to pull back from that. And you just really write down. When I say journal, like grab a notebook and just go off. Write down examples of how you love, things that you've done for people. Yes, you're going to have to dip back in the past for a little bit, but this is not to dwell or to reminisce or to upset yourself. This is shadow work. So you go all the way back to childhood. How did you show up? How do you love? Write it down. How I love is I see the good in all. No matter how, I'm like the Statue of Liberty. Give me your broken and your this and your that. I mean, that's me, right? Like I love wholeheartedly. And I think the reason why I do this and I'm so forgiving is because to survive as a child, I had to wake up every day and make a decision to forgive my father for what he was doing to me. So I carry that on into adulthood. Not to mention, again, religion telling me I had to forgive, or God wasn't going to forgive me for the dumb shit I did. So I was constantly just taking people in that did not deserve my love. They took advantage of it. Like when I tell you, these type of humans, when you are abused as a child, you're either going to go this way or you're going to go this way. You're either going to be the empath, codependent, I can fix it, or you're going to be a narcissistic, toxic, using, energetic vampire piece of shit. So it's either this way or that way. And I made a reel about trauma bonds, right? And I was explaining how, trauma bonds are not a vibe. They don't ever work out because, you latch onto each other and you try to prove to each other that they both deserve love, but you end up being codependent or narcissistic because you don't heal. So some dude commented and he was like, that's not trauma bonding. What you are talking about is manipulation. Well, again, these are people who don't watch my podcast. I can't fit a whole podcast in 60 seconds, right? So he came for me, but I agreed with him. I was like, you're absolutely right. It is manipulation because this is what happens when you have trauma in your life. You become this or that. So I explained to him, this is how this happens. And if you are treating people like you have to show them every second of the day and prove to them that they are worthy of love and support and respect, which that's fine. But they're still coming back and they're still countering you with the, no, you don't get it. You're just saying that. Don't patronize me. Don't do it. You can't save them. Save yourself. Love yourself. Respect yourself. So just take a deep, hard look at, deep, hard. Sorry, guys. I'm going to go there. Take a serious look at yourself on how you treat others. And then maybe start showing the same respect and love and care for yourself as you do others. It's just a thought. Okay? I'll be talking about this some more later on. I'm just going to cut this short right now, but I've given you some examples to work on into journal. That's just, taking a step back. Don't defend yourself when someone gaslights you. Discipline, determination, dedication, triple D. You deserve all of that. I don't care how tired you are. Wake your ass up, get out of bed, and spend some me time with yourself. Give yourself at least an hour in a day of me time. That's journaling, drinking coffee or tea, just woosah, right? Your goals and your personal aspirations, write those down. And how can you achieve them? And how do you feel? What kind of feelings come up? Like, this is where you look at your emotions. How are you honoring your emotions? What comes up inside of you when you think about achieving your goals and your aspirations? Because that's probably got some self-love issues there too. And how you deal with your values and how you stand up for what you believe in. What were the times when you didn't have any deal breakers and you just went with the flow because you didn't want to make any waves or you didn't want to upset anyone? Write that stuff down too. Self-respect, honor yourself, love yourself, and look at how you treat others. And then start pouring all that love that you pour into all these people that do not appreciate you. And you pour it into yourself. Okay? And that's how you do it. We'll discuss it more. We'll dive into this more. This isn't over. But I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for watching. And remember, we are Magick and we are one. And also, again, Shadow Work 101 will be dropping soon. I appreciate you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.